Hey guys, how's it going? Cypher here. And today we need to talk about something that is spreading across the UK quietly, deliberately, and with almost no public awareness. Facial recognition. Not in some far-off dystopian future, not just at borders or airports, but right now, in city centers, train stations, shopping streets, and even inside shops. And if you think this is just about catching criminals, you're missing the bigger picture. Because this isn't just a policing tool, this is the infrastructure of a surveillance state being normalized in real time. Before we continue, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on facial recognition. It really helps the channel out and pushes this message further. What the government is pushing. So let's start with the government's own words. The UK government has openly pledged to ramp up facial recognition and biometric technology across police forces in England and Wales. They're calling it one of the biggest breakthroughs in policing since DNA matching. They claim it will catch dangerous criminals, find missing people, speed up investigations, make policing more efficient. Sounds great on paper. But here's what they don't lead with. This technology works by scanning everyone first and only deciding who's of interest after. You don't opt in, you're not asked. You don't even have to be suspected of anything. You just walk past a camera and your face is turned into data. How facial recognition is actually being used. A lot of people imagine this as some kind of sci-fi camera bolted to a wall. The reality is more subtle and more dangerous. There are two main ways facial recognition is being used in the UK. 1. Live facial recognition, LFR. This is real-time scanning. Police deploy mobile facial recognition cameras mounted on vans, temporary poles, or tripods. These are regularly parked in city centers, outside train stations, near shopping streets, at busy public events. As you walk past, the camera captures your face, converts it into a biometric template, and instantly compares it against a watch list. If the system thinks you look like someone on that list, officers are alerted immediately. This happens while you're walking, without your knowledge, without suspicion, and without consent. On busy days, tens of thousands of faces can be scanned in a single deployment. In London alone, millions of people have already been scanned this way. That is not targeted policing. That is mass surveillance. 2. Retrospective facial recognition. This is even creepier. Police can take existing CCTV footage from streets, transport hubs, shops, even private cameras, and later run facial recognition software over it. So footage that was recorded years ago for security can suddenly become an identification tool, where everyone in that video gets analyzed and compared against databases. Your past movements can be searched after the fact. That's not just watching, that's rewriting the purpose of surveillance entirely. This isn't just police, it's in shops too. Now here's the part most people don't realize. Facial recognition isn't just being used by police. It's being rolled out in shops and supermarkets. Major retailers across the UK are using, or trialing, a system called Face Watch. Here's how that works. Shops already have CCTV. They don't need new cameras. Instead, they add software that turns those normal CCTV cameras into facial recognition systems. Every person who walks into the shop has their face captured, converted into biometric data, compared against a private watch list. If the system thinks there's a match, staff get an alert on a phone or tablet. That watch list can include people accused of shoplifting, suspicious behavior, disputes with staff, or incidents that never even led to charges. And here's the kicker. These watch lists can be shared across multiple shops and chains. You might be flagged in one store and quietly blacklisted from others without ever being told. Retailers like Sainsbury's, Asda, Southern Co-op, Home Bargains, Sports Direct, and others have either trialed or deployed this tech. Some claim it's just a trial, but let's be honest, trials don't get rolled back. They get expanded. Once the system is paid for and installed, it becomes permanent. Wrongful stops are already happening. And when people say, well, if it catches criminals, what's the harm? This is the harm. A real case reported publicly. Sean Thompson, a knife crime activist and youth worker, was wrongfully stopped by police after being misidentified by a facial recognition camera near London Bridge. Let that sink in. A man who dedicates his life to preventing knife crime was treated like a suspect because an algorithm got it wrong. He was stopped by police, detained for around 30 minutes, threatened with fingerprinting, treated as guilty until he could prove otherwise. He described it as stop and search on steroids. That wasn't a criminal. That wasn't a suspect. That was an innocent activist, flagged by a machine. And this isn't rare. Independent reviews have shown facial recognition systems used by UK police have produced huge numbers of false matches, especially affecting people from ethnic minorities. When you scale that across millions of scans, even a small error rate turns into thousands of innocent people being flagged. The bigger picture: control, not safety. Now let's zoom out. Combine this with digital ID, cashless payments, smart cities, ANPR cameras, online identity checks. And what do you get? A society where your face becomes your ID, your movements are logged, your access to spaces can be restricted, and anonymity in public disappears. Today, it's serious criminals. Tomorrow, it's repeat offenders. Then, antisocial behavior. Then protests. Then, misinformation. This is called mission creep, and it happens every single time. And the most dangerous part? This system doesn't require bad people to abuse it. It just requires future governments with different priorities. Powers you hand over today don't vanish tomorrow. They stay. They expand. They get used. Final thought. So when the government says, if you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to fear, remember this. Freedom is not about doing nothing wrong. Freedom is about not being constantly monitored just to exist. Facial recognition turns the public into a biometric database. It treats everyone as a potential suspect. And once it's normal, there is no going back. So yeah, I'm against facial recognition in city centers and shops, not because I support crime, but because I support freedom, privacy, and the right to live without being scanned, logged, and analyzed by the state and corporations. I'm going to leave it there today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on facial recognition. Because if we don't push back now, we won't recognize the society we wake up in later. Until next time, Cypher out.